Don't you descend on me with one leg. Kiva's gonna fall in love all over again, sir. You trying to make her swoon? Did you actually stick your head in there, Umbrasyl? Did you really do that as a grown dragon? It's dumb. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with the season finale of season 2 of The Legend of Vox Machina. It is episode 12, which is called The Hope Devourer. That's exactly the kind of title you want to hear on the ending of a series, right? Or of a season, right? Like, it's just warm and fuzzy. So in the last episode, we found out more about Scanlan and his daughter, possible daughter. I mean, it's feeling like they're pretty much believing that she is his daughter. And yeah, Scanlan's just kind of having a bit of a come to Jesus about the type of life that he's been living and if he wants to continue being that way anymore. And essentially he discovered that he wants to get to know his daughter and try to build a relationship with her. But she basically at this point is saying she's not really ready for that, but she did let him know where she was going. So to me, that was her leaving a bit of a breadcrumb for Scanlan to pick up and follow once this whole dragon business is all done with. And then we see that Vax finally decided to figure out what was going on with all these visions he keeps having and the things that are taking him out of the present. So he went to some temple where all the crows were leading him to, and jumped into a giant vat of blood where he got to talk to the matron who explained kind of what the job is that she wants him to do. Apparently he had the choice of whether or not to do it. And yeah, basically he's supposed to usher souls to their fate. The little cords that were floating around, the one that we saw way back when Vax was first brought under the influence of the Raven. We now know that, or the matron, I should say, we now know that those are threads of fate. There we go. And so his with his sister was severed, and now it is apparently it was always going to lead him back to the matron of Ravens to get this job. And we see that Vax took the job and he seemed like he was at peace with that. So he said he was going to explain that to his sister and to Keyleth, who were waiting for him. And we didn't get to hear all of it, but I think I get it. I think basically at this point, he can still do things with Vox Machina, but now he's also got this other responsibility, I guess, for the rest of his life from the sounds of things. So that's where we were. And we see that they also tried to subdue Umbrasyl because he has the vestige that they want, but also they just figured if they could take down at least one dragon, that would make their life easier. They set up a pretty good elaborate trap, but because it's a dragon and it was very makeshift, it wasn't able to contain Umbrasyl. But Scanlan came up with a very unique plan of how to get damage onto Umbrasyl since they couldn't really hurt him from the outside. And they went inside. We don't need to talk about how. And anyways, they did do a little bit of damage, but not enough to slow him down. And now they're still in there. They're literally trapped inside a dragon's, we'll just call it a body. And we see that Grog threw himself on for the ride too. So that's how we ended it, with him, Umbrasyl trying to fly away, but he's got 3 unwanted passengers. So we'll have to see how things go here, if they're able to actually take him down. And if so, if they're able to get that vestige back, as we know that Umbrasyl's in league with Ripley, and I'm fairly certain Ripley will want to get her hands on that vestige, if anything else. So yeah, a lot going into this finale. We'll have to see how we wrap things up. I'm excited, so let's jump in. Before I do though, a reminder that if you would like to be notified of when I do uploads, I know this show is going to be done for now, but I will definitely be doing season 3 when that drops. And there's a lot of other cool things in my catalog you can check out. So please do join the fam, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're in the know. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
And though it was mainly the brave Scanlan Shorthalt who slayed the dreaded dragon Umbrasyl.
Oh, flash forward? He's a grandpa?
Ooh, read it again, grandfather. Can you please?
Oh, that's definitely his daughter's child.
Maybe one more story.
Yay!
Then off to bed, the G.
Oh wow, the color in her hair changes too. Interesting.
Wake up.
That's what I thought.
Come on, Shorthalt, please.
Oh, he fell asleep in the dragon's belly for real?
Fuck it.
Hey, at least it wasn't your pubes. Still in there.
Shit.
Quite literally if you don't move soon. Oh God, Grog, you better hold on. If you fall from that height, there's not going to be much left of you, pal.
That was their plan?
Yes!
Whoop its ass? Well, we are talking about Scanlan.
Right? I mean, that sounds about right.
Shoot him now!
I don't have a clean shot.
Would that even work? Okay, Grog!
It'll take more than that to shake me.
He'll do more. Don't tempt him.
What else you got?
Why would you? Why would you do that? Don't open your eyes. You keep forgetting you got some stuck in your ass.
Hello.
Good job, Grog. But really, what are you going to hold on to now?
But there's no way we'll squeeze through that. We'll just have to make a bigger hole.
That's right. Has some indigestion, bitch.
Give me back my fries.
Even though they went in there of their own volition. We know that Grog can take some acid burn pretty well. Someone go quick, 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 quick!
Do something smart. Think.
Get your ass. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Neat. I forgot about that too. Let's hope that helped. I think it did. But also, you couldn't have done that when you were on the dragon's back. Oh. It's not that bad. It's just a flesh wound. I mean, I feel like it actually did do something though, because if it wasn't, it probably would have, I think he would have just been a stain. Yeah. Yeah. Remember? They're still in there. Oh God, careful.
Whoa. Long way down.
Yeah, maybe we don't go down quite yet. Why'd you leave?
Fisting back there.
Skyland's hand!
Matron, I need you. Your champion needs you.
That's right, you better use it. Oh, okay, he can just access it without the vat of blood. I mean, literal. Still gross, but better.
And I am no longer.
Since you strapped me into your death deal anyway. Although he could have said no. Oh, okay, Archangel. Damn, that was close.
Wings?
Don't ask.
Oh man, I'm so in love with you right now.
He's serious. Don't you descend on me with one leg. He was going to fall in love all over again, sir. You trying to make her swoon?
Wow, Vax.
Mm-hmm.
You're so beautiful.
I mean, facts.
Grog's a mess. Pike's done, and it's got Myth Carver.
He's got a point.
Why push our luck? There's no such thing as luck.
Oh?
We've all had our moments where we want to walk away. But this can't be one of them.
Can we have a plan, though?
Right now is our best chance.
But we still need a plan because he's still pretty deadly with a hole in his stomach. And a few holes in his back.
We're dead.
Yeah, I know, bro. But hey, like, that's a pretty legendary way to go out, right? Am I right? No?
And the other vestiges.
Are on their way to us. The fools are bringing them here willingly.
Exactly.
You're injured.
Am I?
Useless.
We'll have all the vestiges we need.
Can we actually kill Ripley this time? Please.
Now is not the time for cowardice.
Because he wants to live? Rude.
Remember, the safe word is Jenga.
Interesting. Last season, it was him giving her the confession and her not being ready. Now it's the other way around.
She called me a coward, too. Said I ran away from everything. I just...
Don't want to die?
Let who down?
My daughter. You want to be a stepmom?
My daughter.
Kaylee?
They didn't. Fast as hell, but noisy. Sir the Hoyt, he has to be stealthy. What are we looking at? Oh.
Where are you, you sneaky bastard?
I don't think a dragon can be sneaky. It's kind of huge.
Ah, you've come to deliver a vestige. How generous. Not fast enough.
Oh, shit. Well, matron, hope you're ready for a new champion. Does make me wonder if the matron is actually picky about who she decides to actually give the power of the armor to.
We're splitting the party?
I'm with Scanlan, quite frankly. Self-preservation, baby. He's a storyteller. The storyteller has to live to tell the stories. It makes sense.
Drop him.
Another vestige for my collection.
Can you aim for the eye this time? Y'all are really ticking me off. Still aim for him.
Gotcha, Vax.
Why would you speak before you do that? Seems like y'all forget this thing can hear. Don't smile yet. She's not gonna be able to hold that long. Okay. If we actually get through this, Vox Machina needs to take like a whole extensive togetherness training camp. Now that's the teamwork I'm talking about. Now we gotta work on the attacking. Did you actually stick your head in there, Umbrasil? Did you really do that as a grown dragon? It's dumb.
It's okay. You're safe now.
Safe?
How many times do I have to say this? We can't win.
He makes an excellent point. If the matron has shown me anything, it's that fate is real.
You people?
Screw your matron. She doesn't control my destiny.
It's true.
You do. And you can run from it. But you can rise to meet it.
Facts. I...
Uh-huh. Hey, are you fireproof? I bet you're not. Is it a little spicy for you, love? A little spicy? Why does no one go for the soft spots like his eyes? Thank you, Keela.
Let us end this charade, shall we?
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna use that bow? It was not made for you.
Why don't you
Gauntlets!
fuck bucket?
Gauntlets! This is going terribly.
Come on, Scan. You gotta know him up. For the team.
Okay. There goes your girlfriend.
No, screw that.
I'm sorry, I can't even be mad. Activate the gauntlets. Key coming in so clutch this episode. My God. I think she basically 90% of the fighting. That actually was helpful.
We can't beat him.
That's kind of what Scanlan was telling you. To be fair.
I owe you my thanks.
Oh, you're gonna give a speech is perfect. Thank you! In the eye, please. Someone finally went for a soft spot. Okay, Scanlan! That was hot! Always look out for the little ones. 2 shots, Scanlan. Yeah, run, bitch. 2 shots, baby! That's what we like it. We like it quick sometimes, Scanlan. You don't always have to take your time.
Come on.
She's already so drained. Poor girl.
Can't you?
Who's got the bag of potions? Oh. That'll bring him back. We're gonna have some Snow White stuff right here.
And I'm in love with you too, Scanlan.
Wait.
Don't get
You're
mad.
alive, motherfucker?
Don't get mad. Like if there was ever a time for him to pull that, it was this.
What's that glow?
Do we want to know? That's a lot of gold. What's that key for? Just floating mysteriously, scarily.
Oh, mine.
Nope.
The hell? You got the vestige, now you get the magic key?
I killed the dragon,
He
didn't
did.
I should get all the motherfucking magic keys.
Period. Like it was a 2-shot too. That's impressive.
We all precipitated.
Did you? Wait, who's that? Oh, it's the matron. Okay, that was creepy.
Well, where to now?
Home, Beth. Oh,
I thought you'd run back there.
very, very almost did. Probably should
I
have.
almost did. Even if I don't believe in that matron stuff, you do. And I believe in you.
Look at Scanlan. He can be a touching little bugger when he wants.
I rate a glass to Vox Machina.
Here, here.
3 to go.
Yeah, the 3 toughest dragons.
I mean,
Even the Cinder King has
Exactly.
his weaknesses.
Let's look at solutions.
Before I continue, hear my words.
Listening.
That not all is as it seems.
She's taking Yenen's form. She's a dragon.
A member of the Chroma Conclave.
Raishan.
I had to get your attention, and a private conversation is so hard to come by these days. I come to you as an ally. To stop Thordak, you'll need more than those vestiges.
And why should we listen to you?
Exactly.
You can't even sense me, darling. I could have slain you all the moment you entered this chamber.
Facts.
I hate Thordak as much as you.
And why are you his bitch then?
He is intent on stripping Teldori of its gold, but not to satisfy his greed, for another purpose.
Which is? Okay, I guess we'll see. Wow, it really is Mordor, guys. It really is Mordor. Where's the Eye of Sauron?
Let them. A new army awaits.
Oh God, is it from hell?
That will soon inherit this
It's from
world
hell, isn't it? Demons.
and bring glory to the Chroma Conclave.
Oh, they're hatching. That's not good. No, let's just put that crest back on. So the gold is necessary for raising the army, I'm assuming, because we heard for the rising or something when he was talking to Umbrasyl last. Great! Awesome. Death and destruction. Guys, what are we going to do without Lance Riddick to voice this next season? Guys, I don't even know if they actually started recording or not, but he was such a good, his voice, such a good actor. Still sad he's gone. Anyhow, that was a good conclusion. Very nice. I like the way it went down, that it was our team against yet another dragon. You know, last season we had the dragon defeat so much earlier in, and now having it as a season finale, I think was fitting. And the fact that it was this dragon of all things, like the first, well, I'd say the first dragon that was willing to defect from this conclave, but obviously that's not true because now we're seeing that Raishan is in the same boat. But a lot of you commented, thank you so much for that these dragons typically don't work together and they don't like each other, and that this is a very rare situation. But when that's the case, then as we're seeing here, it's not something that is easy to maintain. And I think that Thordak is thinking that sheer power is going to be enough to maintain order. But I guess in the dragon world, much like the human world, power only works for so long. Straight up oppression through strength only works for so long. Eventually the underlings revolt. And if there's more of them than you, at some point you will be toppled. And that seems to be what's going on with Thordak. We saw that Umbrasyl was trying to get the vestiges for himself because he wanted to break free of that tyranny that Thordak's got going on. But that arrogance, that hubris is what turned out to be his downfall. And to hear that he was the weakest of them is crazy, considering that acid was no joke. And we know that the one that was just talking to Thordak is the ice dragon, right? I think I remember. So that ice seemed, and also that one was also able to see through illusions. So anyway, I'm not sure. Now we know that Raishan can shapeshift into human. I mean, so could Krieg from last season. He could shapeshift too. So that's not anything new. But I guess the difference was that Krieg could be sensed by Vex, but this one cannot. So I guess that I don't know what that's about, to be perfectly honest. I'm sure it's something to do with age, probably. But anyways, good episode. I really like seeing the start of the growth of Scanlan. Last episode, he had a lot of talking about and thinking about the kind of man he is. We saw that, of course. Kaylee went up one side of him and down the other about the kind of man he is, which I don't think is entirely fair because she doesn't really know him. Everything she knows is from whatever her mother told her, which from the sounds of things, she wouldn't have had a lot to go by, and the fact that there are tales of him all over. But I'm going to give Scanlan this one thing in that it's not good to keep running away from responsibilities, but from the sounds of things, he never knew that Kaylee existed. So I don't think that that's fair. Although, if we're being real, he probably would have left. He probably would have found out. If he found out about Kaylee, there's a very good chance he would have taken off anyways, being the way he was before. And it's true that his instinct is to leave when things get hard. And that's not a good trait because there's always going to be something in life that's challenging, that's difficult, that's something we prefer not to go through. But we can't run from those forever. Like, we need to face the hard stuff. That's part of what helps us to grow and become better, is to face that hard stuff and not keep running away. So anyways, this episode, of course, that came back around. where he wanted to keep leaving. He's like, look, Umbrasyl, like we literally put a hole in his stomach and he's fine. Like, can we really go up against him? And then we found out that they can heal. Like, knowing that dragons can heal themselves is problematic. But anyway, they were like, what are we gonna do? And Scanlan was not saying anything that was crazy, right? It's not like this was something that was at all an easy solution by any stretch. So I don't blame him for his fear. It was very, very justified. But we see that while I don't fully agree with Vax's approach to how he talked to Scanlan, he basically said to him, look, we're gonna have to face him at some point or another. This is probably our best chance because he's alone, he's isolated. I mean, they thought he was still wounded. They found out the hard way he wasn't, but they were like, we need to finish this. Like, if we don't do it now, we're never going to get this shot again. And so we see that he kind of provoked that in Scanlan by saying you always run away, or you're like, I can't remember what the exact line was, but it's exactly what Kaylee said. So I think, again, before he probably would have just ignored it, but because someone that he now has a new affinity for, his daughter, that she thinks this about him, and now it's bothering him and it's really pushing him to want to do better. So we see that he did manage to come back, even though at that point when he decided to go back was probably the worst time when you think about it. Like Vex and Vax both down, Keyleth being on her last legs, Grog re-breaking his leg. Like, it was really kind of the very last, like, 11th hour. But in the end, being tiny and stealthy and kind of insignificant worked to his advantage. And we know that Scanlan has always been like one of his greatest strengths is that he's an abstract thinker. He doesn't think as linearly as a lot of people do. And we see that even Umbrasyl thought that he was going to run off and thought he was too weak to be of any significance. So that gave Scanlan exactly what he needed, the distraction that he needed to sneak all the way up on a dragon and get that vestige back. So good on him. And then of course we saw that he used his abilities to imbue it. And yeah, for once, like I said, I don't know why more, they were all shooting at this dragon's armor. Hello? Eyes. I mean, I don't know if dragons have balls, but that would have been my second thing. But yeah, go for the soft tissue, bro. Like, if he can't see, that's going to throw a lot off for him. But anyways, I'm glad that Scanlan knew enough to do that. And yeah, took him down. And like I said, 2 strikes. That's impressive. Very impressive. I don't blame my girl. You know, Pike, I know Pike felt some tingles. I know she was definitely getting the tingles seeing all that. But yeah, he came in clutch and he went against, and that is the true definition of bravery. It's not ever being scared. It's being scared and pushing through and doing it anyway. And Scanlan was scared to death and he still did what he needed to do. So no one could call my boy a complete scaredy cat no more. That's not to say he's going to not run in the future. I mean, that's usually behavior you got to work up to, but he's proven that he can come in clutch when necessary. So good for him. Really like the line that he gave to Vax later on as well, when he said that, I don't believe in the matron. I don't believe that, but you believe in it. So I believe you. And I believe in you situation. So I like that, right? He's saying I may not get where you're coming from or get why you're doing this, but if you say you're down for it, you say it's important, then it's important to me. So yeah, Scanlan doing that whole broy stuff, Also, he's now in love with him after the fact that he knows that Vax can grow wings, which is another cool development. Apparently this armor is going to be pretty badass. There's a lot more to it than Vax even knows at this point. So I look forward to seeing more of that in season 3. I think they're going to definitely be pushed to get these vestiges up. I mean, yeah, well, Grog, he's only had his for a few days, so obviously he doesn't know everything they can do, but it does make him a lot stronger. Not impervious to damage, we see, but I think, like I said, it saved his life from that height for sure. And the sword they just got. So we'll see what more the sword can do, and that's Scanlan's, which I think is great. And then the bow, we know, can shoot some it can stop a dragon's breath. So that's pretty huge. So I think there's probably more to it and we'll have to see what that is. But yeah, they're definitely powerful. Love to see that we got a little level up where that's concerned. Also points to Keyleth. Listen, my girl's been struggling with her self-confidence since season 1, but she is definitely, I think since her trial by fire, quite literally, she's definitely upped her confidence, and it's good to see her just getting out there and being a badass and not questioning herself as much. And I want to see more of that as she continues to grow going into next season as well. And not much from my boy Percy, my little crush here. I love him to pieces, but I feel like a lot of his growth was last season, so I'm not that mad that we didn't get too much from him. I don't think he's had a lot of time to work on anything that he typically works on this season. So I'm hoping we get to see a little bit more of that or diverge back into that a bit next season. But I'm not mad at it. As I said, he got a lot last season. I'd venture to say he had the most last season. So all the same, though, still there with the team. Sadly, didn't get to see that. I mean, he knows Ripley's still out there, though. So we'll have to see if something comes of that. But I feel like Ripley is definitely going to try to exploit that history with Percy. Now that she wants these vestiges so bad and Umbrasyl's no longer her key to getting those. So is that everybody? That's pretty much everyone. Pike, same thing. A lot of hers was last season. So for her, she's still just kind of being a badass. But yeah, I mean, she gave her man a little kiss. We all know her and Scanlan have been dancing around, whatever it is that they have, but I don't blame her. Listen, you see a man slay a dragon like that, that's hot. That's hot. And I like that she didn't get that mad at him for sneaking a little kiss, because he knew there was no other way he was gonna get it. Scanlan is a scammer to his bones. So yeah, I think this was a really good finale. I think that it's good. We got the setup for next season, knowing that there is more that is coming to fruition or about to come to fruition with what Thordak's plans are. I don't want to know what this army is. I don't want him to hatch it. I don't know what's going to happen if they actually get to that point, but it sounds like he's not quite there yet. He still needs more gold to make it happen. And as we saw with Raishan, she wants to stop that from happening. Whether that's because she doesn't agree with him or just because she does not want him to be the boss of everything, we don't know yet, but she's looking for help. And so it's good. Like, having a dragon on their side is going to be helpful. Again, I hope they don't fully trust this dragon, because I don't think that Raishan would just let them live after that. But for now, they need all the help they can get, because this one dragon, the weakest one, almost killed them all. So they need all the help they can get, and hopefully Raishan will be a good ally for them for as long as they can use her next season. So yeah, I enjoyed it, guys. This was another great season. The show is really, really fun. I like that they're doing these evolutions of different characters and seeing them grow and change in different ways. And I guess we'll get to see a little bit more of that potentially going to next season. I feel like even though we got Grog outside of his past, I think there's still some room for growth for him. And yeah, I look forward to seeing more of that, as well as Vex as well. I want to see more of her kind of growing into her own next season too. So yeah, I look forward to it whenever it does drop. And I hope that you guys are going to join me for that when the time comes. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey. Again, you guys have been amazing with all the comments and the help and all of the advice of things to watch, the supplementary material, all that. I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if this is all that you watch of me, then I will see you in the next season. But hopefully you can find something else in my catalog to jump on and watch with me so that we can pass the time waiting for season 3 together. And for everybody else, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.